But the potential is huge. It's a potentially life-changing license for the island of Jamaica. The size and scale and value is truly mind-blowing. This project could be potentially 7 billion barrels of recoverable oil. It could potentially double the GDP of the island as a standalone project, and it could also generate over $30 billion of tax take for the island of Jamaica. So the scale is quite substantial.
Is Jamaica sitting on a fortune beneath the sea? For nearly 70 years, Jamaica has quietly hoped to become more than just a tourism paradise. Beneath its sun-kissed waters and reggae rhythms lies a long-standing dream, the dream of striking oil. While the world has rushed to tap into new energy frontiers, Jamaica has mostly stood on the sidelines. Until now. A new statement from the CEO of United Oil and Gas, UOG, is reigniting hope and raising eyebrows. Brian Larkin, speaking in a June 2025 interview, boldly declared that Jamaica could soon join the elite club of oil-producing nations. And he's not talking small scale. He believes Jamaica could be the next Guyana, or even a future energy giant like Namibia. In the interview, Larkin described Jamaica's offshore Walton-Morant block as a world-class frontier opportunity. He says the block has game-changing potential and that UOG is already showing this to major international oil companies. According to him, the string of pearls is there. It's only a matter of time. It's a daring claim. Jamaica has never produced oil. But if what Larkin says is true, that could all change in just a few short years. Could the island that gave the world Bob Marley also become the Caribbean's newest oil powerhouse?
The Jamaican opportunity is really a unique one. It's a massive acreage holding, over 22,000 square kilometres, which is the equivalent of 3.5 million football pitches, and really the opportunity to be first mover in a country that is energy hungry, that would like to replace its imports with indigenous supply.
United Oil and Gas isn't just guessing. They're basing their bold predictions on concrete data. Gaffney Klein, one of the world's top energy consultancies, has analyzed the Walton-Morant block and estimates that it may contain 2.4 billion barrels of oil. And that's just the mean figure. UOG's own internal assessments are even more optimistic, suggesting up to 7 billion barrels. The company has identified 40 separate leads, each representing a potential drilling location. Among them is the standout Colibri prospect, located in the Walton Basin. Colibri alone is estimated to contain 400 million barrels. That's nearly twice the size of what Ghana found in its Jubilee field, which launched its oil industry in 2010. What makes this even more exciting is that Colibri isn't a long shot. Gaffney Klein has given it a 19% geological chance of success, which is considered promising in oil exploration. And if new data from upcoming core samples is favorable, that chance could jump to 33%. In the world of petroleum geology, those are compelling numbers. But the Colibri field is just the beginning. UOG is also eyeing the less explored Morant Basin, where targets like Thunderball, Moonraker, and Blofeld, all named after James Bond films, suggest even larger untapped reservoirs. Thunderball alone is believed to contain around 600 million barrels. If these estimates hold true, Jamaica could be sitting on one of the largest untapped oil reserves in the Western Hemisphere. And for an economy that's heavily reliant on imports and tourism, the stakes couldn't be higher. Why Jamaica's oil play is different from Guyana. It's natural to compare Jamaica's situation to Guyana, which shocked the world in 2015 with its offshore oil discovery in the Stabroek Block. Today, Guyana is pumping over 600,000 barrels of oil per day, and its proven reserves top 11 billion barrels. But Jamaica's oil story could take a very different and arguably easier path. That's because Jamaica's offshore basins are shallow water plays. The water depth ranges from just 50 meters to 2,000 meters compared to Guyana's much deeper wells. That makes drilling far less expensive and technically less complex, a major selling point for investors and oil majors. Shallow water drilling also fits better into the new environmental, social, and governance (ESG) standards that major energy players are under pressure to follow. Larkin emphasized this point, saying that UOG's project represents a low-carbon development opportunity, one that ticks a lot of ESG boxes for the super majors. The Walton-Morant block is what the industry calls a conventional play, meaning it doesn't require high-risk methods like fracking or ultra-deepwater rigs. Instead, it relies on proven geological formations, updated with today's advanced 3D seismic imaging and environmental data. This gives Jamaica a unique advantage. It can attract both traditional energy giants and newer, ESG-focused investment groups. That makes it one of the rare places where profitability and sustainability may actually align in the fossil fuel industry. Time, however, is not on Jamaica's side. United Oil and Gas received a 2-year license extension from the Jamaican government in 2024, giving them until January 2028 to start drilling. That may sound like plenty of time, but in the world of offshore oil, it's a tight window. UOG is now urgently working to secure about $50 million to drill its first well. According to Larkin, this is a relatively modest investment for what he calls the size of the prize. And the company isn't wasting time. They've already applied to Jamaica's environmental agency, NAYPA, for permission to conduct piston core sampling, the final step before drilling. Behind the scenes, UOG is negotiating with what Larkin describes as household name companies, oil majors, and regional players who are reviewing data and considering joint ventures. UOG currently owns 100% of the license, but is open to a farm-out deal where they'd share equity in exchange for capital and drilling support. With technical partners in place and permitting underway, UOG says it's ready to move fast. "We're a small team, a small board," Larkin said. "There isn't an on-risk decision-making process. Things can happen in a really quick, short period of time." If a deal is struck and piston core results come back positive, Jamaica could be just months away from drilling its very first commercial offshore oil well. The countdown has begun. But with great opportunity comes great risk. Oil has made some countries wealthy beyond imagination, but it has also torn others apart. Guyana, for instance, has experienced both economic growth and rising political tensions since its oil discovery. Nigeria, Venezuela, and Angola offer more cautionary tales of mismanagement, corruption, and environmental damage. Jamaica must tread carefully. If oil is found in commercial quantities, the government will need a strong legal and regulatory framework to manage revenues, protect the environment, and ensure that wealth is shared fairly among its people. This is not just an energy project, it's a national transformation. There's also the question of climate change. Jamaica is a small island developing state that is already vulnerable to rising sea levels, hurricanes, and coral bleaching. Critics will argue that investing in fossil fuels goes against global climate goals. Supporters will say the revenue could be used to fund clean energy, education, and climate resilience. For Jamaicans, this may be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Done right, oil could create jobs, fund hospitals and schools, and reduce debt. Done wrong, it could create a new elite and leave ordinary citizens behind. The stakes are enormous, not just for United Oil and Gas, but for every Jamaican. The decisions made today will echo for generations. Will Jamaica seize its moment? Brian Larkin's message is clear. The time is now. Jamaica has the geology, the data, and the interest from serious players. What it needs next is action. Partnerships must be formed, samples must be analyzed, and if the signs are right, drilling must begin before 2028. This moment feels eerily similar to Guyana in 2015. Back then, few believed oil would change that country's future. Today, Guyana is one of the fastest-growing economies in the world. Could Jamaica be next? The oil is there. The science is ready. The only question left is, will Jamaica strike it rich, or will this opportunity slip away like the ones before it?